Autumn, 7 and 17 CE. The Bosporus Strait. The morning sea is steel gray, cold as the blades that glint along the city's battlements. Constantinople, the shining heart of the Byzantine world, stands silent beneath a sky swollen with storm clouds. From the towers of the Theodosian walls, men stare eastward where the horizon burns red with sails. The Arab fleet has come. The air trembles with the beating of war drums. Hundreds of ships stretch across the sea, dark silhouettes against the dawn, their banners marked with the crescent moon. Rowers chant in rhythm, their oars slicing the water like teeth. To the defenders watching from the walls, it looks as though the sea itself is moving toward them, an ocean of men, iron and vengeance. Inside the city, Emperor Leo III walks through the echoing marble halls of the great palace. The sound of his sandals on the floor is drowned by the distant thunder of approaching catapults. The emperor's eyes, weary but unbroken, fix on a small window overlooking the Hagia Sophia. Smoke from incense rises in thin, trembling ribbons, prayers for a city that has endured centuries of siege and betrayal. They will not take the queen of cities, he murmurs, not while there is breath in Byzantium. In the shipyards below, workers tighten ropes and stack jars of oil. Priests sprinkle holy water over the decks of the imperial fleet, blessing every plank and nail. Among them walks a small group of engineers, cloaked in secrecy men, who have been ordered to prepare a weapon the empire has barely tested. A weapon whispered about in the taverns and monasteries. Pir Thalation, the fire of the sea. No one knows how it works, no one but a few. Down beneath the sea walls, in the damp workshops of the imperial arsenal, clay amphorae line the walls, filled with strange, oily substances that shimmer in torchlight. The men who guard them do not speak of what's inside. Some say it's alchemy, others heresy. The formula, they say, came from Callinicus of Heliopolis, a refugee who fled the Arab conquests years ago. A man who claimed to have seen fire that would not die, even when drowned. Outside, the first storm arrows fall against the city's outer walls. The sound echoes like thunderclaps across the Marmara Sea. The Byzantine defenders brace for the assault. Boiling oil and stones are hauled upward by ropes. Archers prepare their bows, yet beneath all the shouting and preparation, there is fear, a quiet, cold fear that Constantinople cannot hold. The empire's borders have crumbled. Armies once loyal to Rome are gone. The city stands alone, cut off from allies, from food, from hope. And still, the emperor walks the ramparts. Wind howls through his cloak as he looks down upon the harbor. If this fire fails, one general says beside him, voice tight, then we burn with it. Leo says nothing. He only nods. The Arab fleet draws closer, drums booming across the water like the heartbeat of doom. The Byzantines have seen such armies before: Persians, Avars, Goths, each claiming they would finally break the walls. But never before had the danger come by sea with such fury. The emperor raises a hand. A single trumpet note pierces the air. From the harbor gates, Byzantine dromons, sleek warships with bronze-tipped prows, begin to glide out into the open strait. The soldiers aboard them are silent, their faces lit by the glow of hidden furnaces beneath the decks. From one ship, a metallic hiss escapes the hiss of pressurized air. A bronze tube, shaped like a dragon's head, juts forward. Inside, the secret mixture sloshes in a sealed chamber. A spark flares, and then darkness meets fire. A line of flame erupts from the dragon's mouth, arcing through the wind, striking the water and staying alive. The flame dances on the surface of the sea, spreading like a living creature, crawling from wave to wave toward the enemy fleet. Gasps echo from the walls of the city. Even the emperor steps back. It should be impossible. Yet there it is, fire that burns on water. The Arab sailors shout in panic. Their ships twist away too late. The first vessel catches, its wooden hull exploding in a tower of orange light. Screams rise over the crash of the waves. Oil slicks catch, igniting one after another until the Bosporus itself becomes a sea of flame. Men on both sides stare in awe. Some fall to their knees, believing the heavens have intervened. Others flee, their faces lit by the inferno. On the battlements, Leo III crosses himself, the firelight reflecting in his eyes. The impossible has been made real. The city might yet survive. Weeks earlier, the imperial arsenal beneath Constantinople. The air is thick with the smell of oil and smoke. Torchlight flickers against damp stone, revealing rows of amphorae sealed with wax. The sound of bubbling liquids and the faint rasp of grinding stones echo through the vaulted chamber, the secret heart of the Byzantine Empire's most dangerous creation. Callinicus of Heliopolis stands at a long wooden table, sleeves rolled to his elbows, hands stained dark with soot. A refugee, an engineer, perhaps an alchemist, no one knows for certain. What they do know is that he once served under the Empire's enemies, and that he brought with him knowledge that no man should possess. Tonight, he works in silence. The walls tremble as thunder rolls over the city, rain hammering the roofs above. His apprentices, young, frightened men, glance at one another nervously. The mixture inside a copper bowl smokes and spits, filling the chamber with a harsh, biting scent of sulfur and pitch. Careful, Callinicus mutters, his Greek accent thick, his voice rasped by years of fumes. Too much saltpeter, and it consumes itself before the fire is born. He pours a thin stream of black oil into the mixture. A hiss, a burst of smoke, the flame leaps, blue and bright, clinging to the surface of the liquid. The apprentices gasp and step back. One makes the sign of the cross. "What kind of fire is this?" whispers another. "It should die in water." Callinicus smiles faintly. That is what the world believes. That is why they will lose. He gestures toward a small clay basin filled with seawater drawn from the harbor. He dips a ladle of the burning mixture and pours it in. For a moment, the flame sputters, then roars back to life, floating atop the water like a serpent of light. The apprentices stare in silence, their fear mixing with reverence. Some whisper that the fire must be divine, a gift of God, others that it's the work of demons. Even Callinicus cannot say which. He writes notes carefully on a strip of parchment, each measurement and ingredient coded in symbols only he understands. When he finishes, he burns the parchment over the very fire he created. The secret must live only in memory. Later that night, as the rain quiets, Emperor Leo III himself descends into the workshop. His arrival silences the chamber. The guards lower their torches and all kneel. The emperor steps forward, his robes damp, his face drawn and sleepless. "You claim this fire can save the empire," he says, voice low but steady. "But if it consumes everything, including us?" Callinicus does not bow. He meets the emperor's gaze. "Majesty, this flame obeys only its master. So long as Byzantium holds its secret, no army can take your city." Leo looks into the copper basin. The fire swirls, hissing softly, reflected in his eyes like a living spirit. The smell of burning oil lingers on his cloak. For a long moment, he says nothing. Then, quietly, "Then let the sea itself burn." He turns and leaves, the sound of his sandals fading down the corridor. The men exhale, shaken. Callinicus stares after him, a man burdened by the knowledge that his creation might save civilization, or damn it. That night, they continue their work until dawn. The mixture is poured into sealed bronze siphons and fitted onto the prows of warships. Every craftsman who handles it swears an oath before an icon of Christ to guard the secret with his life. The fire is tested once more before sunrise. On the edge of the Golden Horn, the engineers ignite a stream across the black water. The light reflects off the city's domes, painting them in gold and red. A guard crosses himself, whispering, "If this is not God's wrath, it is His mercy. The secret is ready." The empire waits for its moment. Summer, 718 CE. The Bosporus Strait beneath the walls of Constantinople. The dawn fog drifts low over the water, pale and heavy, muffling sound and sight alike. Only the rhythmic creak of oars and the hollow thud of drums pierce the stillness. From the decks of the Arab fleet, tens of thousands of eyes fix on the city ahead, the fabled queen of cities, the heart of 1,000 years of empire. From the ramparts, the Byzantines watch in silence. They are outnumbered, outmatched, and starving. But somewhere beneath those decks, hidden in the holds of their warships, burns the secret that may yet save them. The Emperor Leo III stands beside his admirals on the harbor wall, his armor glinting in the weak morning light. The sea wind carries the smell of tar and salt and something else, a faint, sharp scent of oil. "Are they ready?" Leo asks quietly. "They are, Basilius," his captain replies. The dragons wait. Down in the harbor, a dozen Byzantine dromons leaning, deadly warships cut through the fog. On their prows gleam the heads of bronze serpents, their hollow mouths hiding a weapon no other army on earth possesses. Inside, stoked by the heat of small furnaces, the metal begins to hiss. The Arab fleet surges forward, a forest of masts and sails, the thunder of drums growing louder. 1,000 voices cry, "Allahu Akbar," across the waves. Their ships are packed with soldiers, ready to storm the harbor walls and end Byzantium's 1,000-year reign. The Byzantines hold steady, not a sound. Only the beating of the oars, steady as a heartbeat. Then, at Leo's signal, a single trumpet sounds. From the lead dromon, a roar erupts not of men, but of flame. A torrent of fire bursts from the bronze dragon's mouth, streaming across the air like a ribbon of molten light. It strikes the sea and stays alive. The soldiers on the walls gasp. The Arabs shout in confusion. But the flame only grows crawling across the water, leaping from wave to wave, devouring everything it touches. The fire burns on the water. It hisses and screams, bright as the sun, unstoppable. "It's alive!" a Byzantine sailor cries out. The sea itself burns. The Arab vanguard tries to turn, but too late. The fire lashes across their decks, setting men and timber ablaze. Panic spreads. Some leap into the water, hoping to escape, only to vanish beneath waves that glow like molten gold. One by one, their ships ignite. The air fills with the roar of flame and the cries of the dying. The smell of burning pitch and flesh rolls across the strait. From the city walls, the defenders watch in awe, not triumph, but holy terror. To them, it is not chemistry or invention. It is judgment. The sea becomes a mirror of hell. The wind carries ash over the towers of Hagia Sophia. Seagulls circle above the inferno, their wings catching the firelight like sparks. On the imperial flagship, Leo III removes his helmet. Sweat streaks his face. His lips move in silent prayer. Even he cannot look at the fire for long. "So, this is what it means," he murmurs, "to wield God's flame." The surviving Arab ships scatter, oars thrashing, their sails catching fire as they flee. The Byzantines pursue, launching bursts of Greek fire that hiss like serpents, swallowing everything in their path. By noon, the battle is over. The strait is covered in drifting wrecks and black smoke. The flames finally die with the tide, leaving only the hiss of steam and the stench of oil. The men on the walls cheer, their voices hoarse, tears streaking their faces. They have seen the impossible. Constantinople lives. But in the arsenal, where the furnaces still burn, Callinicus's apprentices clean the bronze siphons and whisper among themselves. They have unleashed something beyond human measure, a weapon that consumes flesh, water, and time alike. And now it belongs to the empire. days after the battle Constantinople. The morning sun rises over a silent sea. The smoke has cleared, and what remains of the Arab fleet drifts in ruin-blackened hulls, shattered masts, and the faint hiss of dying embers upon the water. Gulls circle the wreckage, crying out above the charred horizon. The sea that had burned now lies still, but the memory of that fire lingers like a ghost over the city's walls. Inside Constantinople, the bells of Hagia Sophia toll across the city. Their sound carries through marble streets lined with weary citizens, faces pale with disbelief and awe. Mothers clutch their children, soldiers kneel to kiss the stones, and priests raise golden icons to the sky in thanks. They all know what happened, and yet none can explain it. The empire was saved not by numbers nor by armies, but by a flame that defied nature itself. In the great palace, Emperor Leo III stands before the remnants of his council. The marble floor beneath him is streaked with ash and soot from the night's victory. Behind him, the massive bronze doors stand open, and through them, the light of the Bosporus glimmers gentle now, as if the sea itself has bowed to the city it could not consume. Write to every province, Leo says. Tell them the empire endures. Tell them the fire of God guards the queen of cities. A scribe bows and begins to record his words, though his hand trembles. Even those closest to the emperor cannot tell whether Leo speaks as a ruler or a prophet. In the imperial shipyards, the engineers of the arsenal dismantle their weapons in silence. Each siphon, each bronze dragon head, is cleaned and sealed away in chambers guarded by the emperor's most loyal soldiers. The formula of Greek fire, its heart, its soul remains unwritten. It exists only in memory, passed in whispers from master to apprentice, guarded with oaths sealed by faith and fear. One of the younger craftsmen dares to speak as the last flame dies in its furnace. What if this fire burns the hand that holds it? The elder answers without looking up. Then let us pray that hand always belongs to Byzantium. Weeks later, word spreads through the empire. The caliph's army has retreated. The siege is broken. The Arab Empire, for all its power, could not take the city. The story of the burning sea spreads faster than the fire itself across Anatolia, through the Aegean, and deep into the deserts from which the invaders came. To the faithful, it becomes a miracle. To the terrified, a warning. From that day, Greek fire becomes more than a weapon. It becomes a myth, a divine force that guards the empire's walls. No invader dares approach the Golden Horn without fear of seeing that unholy flame erupt once again from the mouths of Byzantine ships. Yet within the palace, Leo III understands its burden. Power that defies nature cannot last forever. He orders the knowledge sealed, entrusted only to those who would guard the empire with their souls. No copies are made. No scrolls remain. Generations will pass. Emperors will rise and fall. The formula will vanish, lost to war, conquest, and time. But for centuries, the enemies of Byzantium will whisper its name with dread, the fire that burns on water. And in the memory of those who saw it with their own eyes, the vision never fades. The sea turned to flame, the night sky lit brighter than day, and the queen of cities standing unbroken at the edge of the world. Constantinople lived not by the sword, nor the shield, but by the fire that defied the sea.